Hello everyone out there in YouTube land. My name is Tatiana Moroz and I am very excited to march on Washington with the troops on President's Day, Monday, February 20th, 2012. I hope that you all know that Ron Paul is the #1 choice of the U.S. Air Force, U.S. Army, and U.S. Navy. And I bet you all know that Mitt Romney and President Obama get most of their campaign money from Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and the rest of the banking institutions that fleeced the American people. But you may be wondering how I got involved in this march. I know that these big muscles may indicate that I am in the military, but don't be fooled. I'm just a singer-songwriter and a strong supporter of Dr. Paul. So why should you attend this march? Well, for many years now, there has been a lot of talk about supporting our troops. We put the bumper stickers on our cars, we wrap the ribbons around the trees, and we wear America Rules t-shirts. But what does it all mean? When our nation was attacked on 9/11, I was working in New York. I saw the destruction wreaked upon our mighty city. Now, I did have severe reservations about going into Iraq. I'm a peace-loving person, and I didn't want to see all the available men shipped off to some country that didn't even attack us. I was also a modern woman. I didn't want to see my sisters being forced to wear burqas in the hot desert sun and get stoned to death for stepping out of their arranged marriages or for the sin of being raped. Yeah, and I was a little freaked out taking the subway. So I put my fears aside, and I was proud of the unity my golden city and country displayed. I was grateful to the brave men and women willing to fight to defend us and our freedoms. As time went on, though, it became apparent to everyone just what we had been led into. We seemed to be doing more harm than good. The reports of all the innocent people dying over there on both sides became too much to bear. There was so much corruption and misspent money. The worst was seeing the soldiers coming back with PTSD and much worse. They were basically abandoned by our government. I didn't want to be represented that way by our leaders. So I got more politically involved. I started to call my congressmen, senators, and educate myself. I was a Dennis Kucinich supporter at first, but I certainly kept my eye on his good friend Ron Paul too. I signed petitions, I posted stuff on Facebook, I tried to learn as much as I could. But it all changed when I started to understand the economics behind it all with the movie called The Money Masters. Somewhere around that point, I became a 100% supporter of Dr. Paul. I picked up the audiobook Liberty Defined and listened to it every day in the shower. I pushed all my friends to check out Freedom to Fascism and Fiat Empire. I marched in Occupy on October 17, 2011, and while I was disappointed that there weren't more End the Fed signs, it certainly moved me in a way that made me feel alive and like we were finally doing something. In January, I woke up at 3 a.m. to drive up to New Hampshire with some friends from the Young Americans for Liberty Club to knock on doors and spread the message. We waved signs, saw Rand Paul speak, but I know what my most memorable moment was. I will remember it till the day I die. It was when I got to hear Ron Paul speak in person, and after squeezing myself through the throngs of reporters, who probably wouldn't report much on him anyway, I got to shake his hand and tell him that he was my hero. When you are in the presence of the truth, when you are witnessing a moment of greatness, and when you can see the love and goodness mankind is capable of, you know it. It's undeniable. The feeling of unity and a just cause was palpable and unforgettable. Within that structure, I found what I believe to be a family, a growing family of people from all walks of life, young, old, Republican, Democrat, Muslim, Christian, Jewish, black, white, orange, whatever. We were all brought together in the spirit of liberty and freedom. And you know what? We already had that freedom guaranteed to us in our U.S. Constitution. So that brings me to February 20th, 2012. The truth is out and the message cannot be stopped. I will not sit idly by and let our elected officials send more of our nation's children off to war. I will not let our currency be destroyed by the Fed and the banking institutions while our government keeps spending like a college kid with his first credit card. I will not be brainwashed by the mainstream media. I will participate in this march, and I hope that you will too. And besides, who doesn't love a man in uniform? Please be there February 20th, 2012. The rally is at noon, and we march to the Washington Monument at 2 p.m. There's even an after party featuring awesome music by Rebel Inc., Golden State, Jordan Page, and my personal favorite, Amy Allen. That party's going to sell out though, so please be sure to buy your tickets right away. The march is free though, and we welcome as many of you as possible. There is a link to all this information in the description of this video. I better see you at that march. But if you can't make it, please be sure to get educated, spread the message, and maybe make a YouTube video. Ron Paul 2012 is the choice of the troops, and I hope he's yours too.